separation. After fairing separation, we actually have another separation. It's an internal one where stage 2 then flies out of the remaining, what we call the external upper stack, which are basically the 3 cylinders that you see aft or just below the fairing in the picture on the screen there right now. Once stage 2 is clear of our external upper stack, stage 2 ignites for about a 2.5 minute burn to put Cygnus real close to their orbit, where we'll coast for a little bit just to stabilize everything out, and then release Cygnus into their desired orbit. After we release them, Cygnus will start going through some of their ground and comm checks, and I think it's about an hour and a half after we separate that they deploy their solar arrays and start making their way towards the space station.
And it's going to arrive at the space station following an on-time launch day. It'll arrive on May 24th, this coming Thursday. And once it's there, it'll actually get grappled by the crew on board. They're going to be using the robotic arm to reach out and grab Cygnus. And that should happen right at about 4:20 in the morning Central on Thursday. But for now, all eyes focused on Antares. We continue to count down. Right now, we are under 8 minutes away from liftoff. Seven minutes and counting until launch. 6.5 minutes away from launch, getting some great close-up views of Antares. Again, the first stage fully fueled with liquid oxygen and kerosene. And then that second stage tucked away inside the shroud, still a solid rocket motor. It's going to carry Cygnus to its preliminary orbit. We are 6 minutes away and counting. The weather for the range still green, no clouds, no rain, no lightning in the way of Cygnus and its flight into orbit. And everything looking good so far with the Antares rocket and the spacecraft tucked away inside.
Aft Bay ECS is transferred from air to GN2.
And transfer to GN2 is confirmed.
Copy that. We'll check 437. Ops 1 at T-minus 5 minutes. You go to transfer avionics to internal power.
Ops 1 copies. Standing by.
And we are 5 minutes and counting.
Internal power command sent. Standing by 5 seconds. And all external power off sent. Vehicle on internal.
Elect 1, report avionics internal power status.
LT Elect 1, internal power nominal.
Ops 1, you go to open FTS umbi loop and verify green indication.
LC Ops 1, FTS umbi loop is open and green.
Elect 2, report FTLU status.
LC Elect 2, FTLU and FTS receiver indications are nominal.
Ops 1, you go to send all arm command.
All arm command sent and sat.
Elect 1, report SNAs and ODM status.
LC Elect 1, SNAs, ODMs, all arms.
NASA TD, report range status.
Range is green.
GNC 1, verify ready for nav mode. LCGNC-1 Siggy, ready for nav. Ops 2, mode.
And we are 4 minutes away and counting in just under 30 seconds. We'll get ready to start the auto sequence handoff and then enter terminal count.
LCGNC-1 Siggy, nav mode nominal. Copy all. Check all steps through step 447. Select 1, I'll wait for your call on OCCS commanding and auto sequence startup.
Copy.
We'll have phase 3 dynamic limits active at T-minus 3 minutes.
LC Elect 1, verified mission time set to T-minus 180 at T-minus 3 minutes, 10 seconds.
And we are about 3 minutes away and counting.
Sequence startup.
Control room transferred to CSOE.
ODM bus voltages and currents nominal.
Copy all.
LC Core 1, VTSO is over.
Copy, Core 1.
EHS charging is nominal.
Roger that, EHS. And T-minus 2 minutes. Mark.
And 2 minutes and counting from Antares launch.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds. Mark.
So again, we're just a little under a minute and a half away from launch. It's only about a 9-minute ride into orbit, so next 10 minutes get a lot more exciting for us here as Antares is about to lift off from the WAPS flight facility in Virginia.
Station started.
Copy, Core 1. T-minus 1 minute. Mark.
Preliminary fuel tank pressurization started.
Roger that, Core 1.
Ops on best source telemetry.
T-minus 30 seconds. Mark. T-minus 10. Mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Antares lifting off, going across the night sky, disappearing through some clouds quickly and coming quickly back into view. The first stage looking nominal or normal so far, lighting up the night sky there above Virginia. Orbital ATK's Antares on its way. Getting good performance calls, the attitude, the orientation of the rocket looking normal. vehicle just passing through max Q, the maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's where the forces of launch, the highest on the launch vehicle.
Engines remain nominal at
The first stage, though, continuing to fire. It's going to cut off about 215 seconds into the flight, or just a little over 3 minutes.
pressures remain nominal. TVC looks good. Vehicle attitude is nominal. Just passing 100,000 feet altitude and 7,000 feet per second. Engines remain at full thrust. Attitude still good. Avionics power is good. TVC steering looks good. Passing 150,000 feet. Engine steady as 100% thrust as we pass 10,000 feet.
And getting a great animation now as we get the performance calls still from the Orbital ATK flight engineers. Everything looking good so far with Antares. As you can see, already in altitude of over 37 miles, 38 miles and climbing. The vehicle approaching 6,000 miles an hour in velocity already.
The slow throttle ramp.
And you can see its flight path in the lower right corner. Again, it flies in the southeasterly trajectory away from Virginia out over the Atlantic Ocean.
Operation at 55%. It's passing 15,000 feet per second. TVC slewing for main engine shutdown.
And we're going to be standing by for MECO, or main engine cutoff, for the first stage.
Foot altitude. Core pressures remain nominal with VNO4 and VNO5 open. And we have MECO.
And MECO, or that main engine cutoff, is confirmed. The first stage, the fuel gone, its job done, dropping away.
Antares is in a brief coast phase now while we wait for the right conditions.
As Matt described, now we're in a bit of a coast stage here.
ACS is enabled.
Yeah, a short coast phase here, and next event will be the fairing separation.
With nominal stage 1 burnout velocity at just over 17,300 feet per second. We have fairing separation and interstage separation.
All right, well, the fairing and the interstage dropping away. Cygnus in the second stage now exposed.
We have T plus 260 TVC, and we have stage 2 ignition.
And a good confirmation the engine on stage 2, it's a solid rocket motor, now ignited. And it's going to continue to boost Cygnus into orbit.
Stage 2 ramping up to full pressure. The Castor 30 motor will burn for approximately 150 seconds. Avionics power remains nominal. Stage 2 attitude is nominal. Stage 2 TVC performance looks good. Castor 30 XL motor is passed.
Everything continuing to look great with this flight so far. The vehicle already traveling in excess of 10,000 miles an hour for 100 miles in altitude.
Power remains nominal.
As we're just a little over 5 minutes into the flight already.
Power systems remain good. Stage 2 TVC is nominal. Power is nominal. We're approximately halfway through stage 2 burn at this point. Avionics systems remain healthy at this point. Stage 2 TVC is nominal.
So just about 1 minute left on the second stage firing.
All systems are performing well at this point.
And as you're hearing, everything's still looking good with Cygnus and the Antares rocket.
Power remains good. Attitude remains nominal. Caster 30XL motor pressure starting to tail off. Power systems remain good. Stage 2. And we have Stage 2 burnout. Antares will now coast for approximately 2 minutes before payload separation. FTS is disabled.
And with that second stage cut off and the coast now underway, the Antares rocket largely done its job so far. So it's going to continue to coast. We'll get these performance calls from the orbital engineers, but everything's still looking really good for Cygnus. Soon going to be in its preliminary orbit, and then get ready to deploy the solar arrays following that, and then begin its chase down of the International Space Station.
Nominal avionics power systems all look good at this point. Power is nominal. Attitude remains nominal as we await payload separation. Power is still good. Attitude is nominal. Power is nominal. Attitude is good. Power is nominal.
And now we're standing by for that payload separation.
Power systems remain healthy. And we have Cygnus spacecraft separation. Our CCAM maneuver is initiated. And in fond memory of Mr. J.R. Thompson, we wish Cygnus a smooth trip on the rest of their journey to the International Space Station.
And Prop 1 LC, countdown 1.
And Prop 1?
And so with that, Cygnus now in orbit, the vehicle labeled the SSJR Thompson, as it's tradition for Orbital ATK to name the Cygnus spacecraft for individuals who had an impact on the human spaceflight program for our nation. And for OA-9, they selected J.R. Thompson, who is a leader in the aerospace industry and a member of the Orbital ATK family. He worked at NASA, the Marshall Space Flight Center, and also at Orbital Sciences. And Orbital ATK honoring his life with the launch of this, the 9th resupply mission for Orbital ATK. But with that, the SSJR Thompson now in space in its preliminary orbit, and soon in just a couple of days at the International Space Station.
Core 1 LC, countdown 1. You can direct Usnoy to power off their MS
But
and FMS ground.
a lot of happy individuals there at the Wallace Flight Facility control room,
Deactivate arm enable.
where we saw all of the final checkouts for Antares. But in this room here in Dulles, they're all now in control, overseeing all of the flight of Cygnus to the International Space Station over the next couple of days. And they'll be working hand in hand with the team here in Mission Control Houston once Cygnus arrives coming up on Thursday.
And GSO LC. Copy that, GSO. And Ops 2, 475, record ground Mach voltage and current.
LC Ops 2, ground Mach voltage 27.96 volts, 0.6 amps.
And I copy all Ops 2, and you can remove ground Mach power.
Ground Mach external power off.
Copy that. In ORBTM, I did get your call that we have LOS. You can stop telemetry archive at the DCOM.
Copy LC and work. Archive stopped.
And you can stop the LCC telemetry display server and distributor logging.
Copy. Distributor stopped.
And you can stop G2 telemetry recording.
Wilco. Recording stopped.
Copy that. ORBTM Ops 2, record power supply volts and currents.
Vic power supply 18, 29.97 volts, 0.0 amps. Vic power supply 19, 28.99 volts, 1.05 amps. Vic power supply 22, 27.99 volts, 2.28 amps.
Copy all Ops 2. We'll check 481 complete. And site control going back to step 489. Were you able to remove APG2 and reconfigure for post-launch?
That's in work, LC.
Okay, copy that. I'll wait for your call back when that's all complete.
LC Core 1 on countdown 1.
Go ahead, Core 1.
Did I have a go to proceed on step 471?
That's a firm. Yep, for directing use, we have both power off their MS and FMS ground equipment.
Copy that. In work.
Ops 2, you can power off the lithium.
All right, well, with the team in Dulles now in control of a Cygnus in outer space, step 1's done. Launch is over. We did it. But successful launch, that liftoff coming right at 4:44 and 6 seconds Eastern Time, 3:44 and 6 seconds Central Time. And Terry's performing flawlessly today, lighting up the night sky, and delivering Cygnus into orbit. For now, though, we are going to wrap up. We'll be back on the air in just a little while as we get ready to watch the solar arrays unfurl on the Cygnus vehicle. We're going to be coming back on the air at 4:45 a.m. Eastern Time, 4:45 a.m. Central Time, sorry about that, 5:45 a.m. Eastern Time for those solar arrays to come out. And then following that, we'll have our traditional post-launch press conference, and Cygnus will begin its chase down of the International Space Station. Matt, I want to thank you for joining me this morning, waking up early and coming in to watch a launch. It couldn't have been too bad waking up this early. I mean, we got to watch that, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I mean, yeah, even if I wasn't here, I would have been up in Arizona watching the launch as well. So I get up from no matter what time they're going off.
All right. Well, again, successful launch. Join us back in just a little bit for those solar arrays to get deployed. For now, everything looking great with Cygnus. We'll be back in just a little while. But for now, we'll go ahead and wrap up. This is Mission Control Houston.